The Sandbox token is rallying massively. The question is, what's behind this rally? Is this manipulation by the market makers, or is there maybe some usage behind all of this? Let's have a look at some data most people aren't considering. Let's dive deep into the blockchain analytics. Now it looks like everything is green today, but some things are greener than others. Just have a look at this. Sand is leading the pack, then we've got Mana, then we've got Axie Infinity. It looks like gaming is the name of the game today. But do we actually see something on-chain happening for Sandbox? The answer is not necessarily. This is the number of Sandbox cross-chain buyers over time. It went from more than 400 in February of 2022 to currently 29 per day. Here's the number of Sandbox land and asset sales. First we had our land sales that peaked in 2021, then we had our asset sales that peaked 2 months later, and now it's just a former shell of itself. Here's the Decentraland volume over time. It peaked at 4 million, now it's at 17,000. Here's the number of transactions. It didn't go down as much compared to the value, because here's the thing. While the usage is going down, of course the price of Sand also went down, especially the relative valuations to, for example, Bitcoin. And that's this chart here. Initially, when everybody was hyped about DeFi and crypto gaming in 2020 and 2021, Sandbox really had a nice rally of more than 2000% since launch. But then the staking program and the reduced usage took its toll, and so Sandbox relative to Bitcoin had a very clear underperformance of more than 97%. Now this is not the US dollar price, right? This is Sandbox relative to Bitcoin. But what this also shows us is that the recent rally is somewhat out of the ordinary. We haven't seen such a rally for a long time. We are now up 88% from the bottom. The question is, can this rally last longer? Now here's one of the reasons why Sandbox was performing so poorly relative to the rest. It was token inflation. So the liquid supply of the Sand token grew regularly. There were unlocks every 6 months, and yes, there is still one unlock coming, but that's then about it. The remaining token inflation is only 10%. And so in the last 3 years, we 6x'd in the supply. That of course explains quite a bit why Sandbox had a hard time appreciating, right? When demand doesn't grow as quickly as supply, you have a falling price. And so seeing that token inflation coming to an end is one positive thing. The second positive thing is that even though we don't see a lot of new value transferred on Sandbox, we do see new users. Have a look at the number of transactions over time. This is actually going up in the last 2 months. I'm not sure though if this is the entire story, because what I noticed is that in the last few days, it seems like especially the tokens that are mainly owned by Binance, and where Binance is the market maker, they tend to be the altcoins that do the best. So maybe not all of the rally is natural, and at some point those whales and market makers might dump. But have a look at this. The spot trading volume of Sand is dominated by Upbit and Binance. The perpetual futures market is dominated by Binance. There was almost $1 billion worth of Sand traded in the last 24 hours. And have a look at the exact opposite. So it first appears that everything is up, right? All the prices are appreciating, but it's actually not 100% true. The prices are appreciating that do not have too much liquidity on chain. For the very liquid tokens, they aren't doing that great. So here it's almost all green, but have a look at the most liquid tokens on the Solana chain in the last 24 hours. Not all of this is green. It's actually a rather mixed picture. I think it's very hard to estimate what the market makers will do with their tokens now, right? There's a lot of euphoria, a lot of attention on crypto, and so it does make sense to increase volatility of the price, generate some attention on those tokens to potentially sell them off. I think most gains though are to be made with the smaller tokens. And with smaller, I mean simply lower market cap. Have a look at the top performers in the last 7 days. Those were not at crypto rank 10 or 50. Most of them were much smaller, right? Rank 200, rank 250, another 260, another 260, another 200. Those kind of market caps aren't as large. And so when we trade those smaller market caps, it's of course even more important to have a skill edge, right? Because the failure rate is higher. The lower we go on the market cap, the more failures we have as well. So if we know more than the average market participant, we can also make some money. And so here is how I identify winners before they rally. Have a look at this. This is a buying alert of the influencer Martini guy. He bought the Moon token when it was still at 4066. And that happened on the Pump.Fun ecosystem platform. Here is what that token did. It went up more than 1000% to then subsequently collapse. Now right now the price is at 3013. And he bought at 4066. In other words, even after this massive collapse, we are still 2x up if you never sold. That's how early that signal was. Crypto is all about market timing. It's all about being early. It's about knowing the tokens before the masses know it. Over here is the Martini guy. He's got 149,000 subscribers and we are tracking 12 of his wallets. Now check out this signal, right? Not every signal has to go 1000%. Not every signal is that risk on. Here we've got Alex Becker that buys the Spectre token just a few hours ago. And that was at $2.46. Since then, the price is up by a bit over 10%. Now, the reason why the token didn't rally much more yet is probably because he hadn't yet announced this on his channel, right? He's got 1.5 million subscribers. Once he talks about Spectre more, right? Once he promotes it again, of course, the price will go up further, right? Because more attention means purchases. And so we are tracking also 12 of his wallets. And so really, this is, I believe, the fundamental way to make money in crypto. It's trying to find the influencers. It's trying to find the insiders. It's trying to find the people that move markets. It's not just picking random tokens on a list. It's actually trying to get a market edge to know more than others. And so I like this approach that much that I made a dedicated tutorial section just on this topic. It's 8 tutorial videos in total. It's how to find influencer wallets, it's how to track those wallets, and it's also how to interpret the signals that we get from the tracking. It's all part of the premium membership of this channel that's down below, thebitcoinstrader.com. Premium is not just about wallet tracking, it's also about on-chain analytics, it's also about risk mitigation, portfolio diversification, it's also about backtesting. So there's more than 100 videos in total. Once we have a wallet signal, we of course also have to discuss when should we buy, when should we sell. We have to also compare our on-chain analytics. That's why we've got dedicated altcoin chats on the individual alts as well. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $125 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, in case you don't make money, just message me within the first week and I will refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. And so can the Sand token go higher? Yes, of course it can, but it's not in the hand of the users, as in it's not usage that's really driving the price. It's mainly the market makers. They're currently pushing up a lot of the tokens that they own. And it's hard to anticipate what they will be doing. I think that most upside potential is still in on-chain trading. It's still in finding tokens that most people don't look at. It's still in buying the things that are very low in market cap. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish this regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video or see you in premium. Cheers.